Mm-mm. Whoa, man. All right, there we go. Hey, welcome everybody. This is Terry with NFPS TV Paranormal Podcast. How is everybody doing on this Friday? I'm doing great. First thing first, let's get this out of the way right now. I'm having zingers. I'm eating them, and they're not paying me for it. I wish they would. Uh, and I got my drink. So I hope everybody on the show tonight has their drink. I don't care if it's water, Fo Loco, a Bush. Wait a minute. These are all the things I like to drink. But anyway, yeah, man. I wish I had some of that Kentucky moonshine. Maybe EJ can send me some. I don't know. But hey, EJ, welcome. Your team, welcome. I
Thank you,
appreciate you,
man.
man. I
Yes.
called you up. Man. I'm like, hey, wait a minute, another Kentucky. Something's going on in Kentucky, man, because there's too many of y'all in one little small state. But I'm going to find out tonight on what exactly is going on over there. But
It's the bourbon, bro.
tonight, yeah. Hey, tonight, it should be a very interesting podcast. So we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, guys, EJ is going to introduce himself and introduce his team. So you guys give me a moment right quick. We're going to take a little quick break. All right. So, and away we go.
Come on.
All right, hey, that was the quickest break I've ever had so far. But with enough with me, EJ, introduce yourself, brother, and introduce your team.
Well, my name's EJ. I'm with Paranormal Connections. I founded Paranormal Connections January 9th of last year. So we just celebrated our first ever anniversary. Congratulations to the team. They've worked their butts off. Couldn't ask for a better staff. So we are based out of Versailles, Kentucky. And we literally go around to people's houses and different haunted places. We've been to Liberty Hall in Frankfort, Kentucky, which is a historical place. I've been to Waverly. I've been to Octagon Hall, some of the bigger names, Perryville, Battlefield. But our main target is going and helping people figure out what's going on in their homes. We take pride in that. We have demonologists, we have Native Americans, we have Christians, we have Wiccans, our group is so diverse that we take pride in making sure we're educated and making sure that we can literally stand out from the rest of the teams that are around us.
Wow, cool. I'm very interested to pick your brain and pick some of your team members' brain to see what they're thinking, as far as your team as a whole. But I also see here, man, you're well connected, bro. You got like 5K followers. You got 3.4K likes. So you're doing something good up there, man.
4,000 followers on TikTok, or almost 4,000. Our Twitter is almost to, I think, 400 followers. And, I struggle with YouTube. So if anybody's got any suggestions on how to get more subs, let me know, because I can't figure it out.
Yeah, I'm still having a hard time with YouTube too. But I'm glad you mentioned that, because it's almost slipped my mind. Hey, guys, tonight we are also broadcasting internationally. We got the great country of Japan. Hey, welcome all you guys over there. I know it's probably Sunday morning, but hey, I appreciate you guys going on the show. All you guys in the UK, hey, I appreciate it, man. It might be 2 a.m. over there. Who knows? But I appreciate you guys also. Hey, all you guys on Facebook, all you guys on YouTube, all you guys on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, all you guys on Rumble, especially Rumble. Hey, because I'm new to the I'm new to the platform there, so I'm trying to really reach out to all my paranormal brothers and sisters that are on that platform. Hey, feel free to come on, enjoy the likes. Let's get those numbers up. And appreciate all you guys over there on Kick. Hey, Kick is, if you guys don't know about Kick, all you gamers out there, thank you, for coming and supporting me and all that stuff. But Kick is one of those platforms where there's a lot of gamers on there, but there are also paranormal investigators and people that do podcasts. So if you guys, hey, I really appreciate it. But EJ, introduce your team.
So we got Steven and Jamie. They are married together. They're newer to the group. Jamie is actually kind of taking a lot off my plate with doing a lot of my back end stuff, because you can ask her. I'm swamped. I'm doing 1,000 different things a day, and my job doesn't stop even at my full-time job. Wow. So she's kind of taken a lot off my plate. We have over 100 clients now. So, with her coming in and helping with that really alleviates a lot. And then her husband, Steven, he's one of our investigators. He came in and just came full swinging, and he's learning and he's doing great. And then you have Carissa, which she has, she's our website design. She left a little bit with us and then came back, and she is doing immaculate work for us. If you go to our website at paranormalconnections.org, you will see her work. She is phenomenal at what she does. And then I have a few team members watching tonight. Guys, give a shout out. My lead investigator. Yeah, thank you. And then if you're watching from the Paranormal Connections community, make sure you go like this guy's page. He's a great man.
Thank you, brother. I really appreciate it. But the way this podcast works is I like to work. I like to start from the bottom, the foundation, and work his way up. So that's starting with Jamie. Jamie, you are the foundation for this paranormal team. I mean, EJ might be the founder, and he might do a lot of stuff, but without you, none of this would be possible.
Exactly. And I say that all the time, don't I? I say that all the time to them. It is not possible without them at all.
Or
the
Jamie,
community.
Tell me. Go ahead, EJ.
I would say it can't be possible without them, the foundation, and then the back support, the community.
Yes. And that is a must. But we're going to get into the community here in a minute. I want to pick Jamie's head. Jamie, talk.
Well, honestly, EJ. Go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead. No. The floor is yours.
Well, EJ did all of the legwork, the groundwork, the putting the building blocks. EJ and our co-founder Nick, they did such a immaculate job putting the pieces into place to really make this a successful team. And from the time that I first encountered the team, before I came on board, I was just so impressed with the professionalism and the dedication and the commitment that they have, and that all the team members have. And so I was happy to be able to apply some of my real life work experience to be able to help the team. And I'm grateful that I've been able to take some stuff off of EJ's plate, because he had it coming out of his ears. He has so much to do. So,
well, he has the cap on his head. I'm kind of wondering there, did all this pressure make him go bald like me?
Well, you see my husband up here.
Sorry about that, Steven. I didn't even know.
Oh,
But you know
He
what,
ain't
man?
ashamed. He ain't ashamed.
Hey, for you guys to have, you know what? And I'm looking at your Facebook page right now. For you guys to have 5,000 subscribers, followers, that tells. When I first seen it, that tells me that somebody is putting in a lot of work. Somebody who's in the shadows, really, and really focus on, getting your name out and getting out, that support group that you guys have. Hey, keep doing what you're doing, Jamie. You know,
you know,
to be
when
honest,
I started,
and to be honest with the EJ, I'm really thinking about hiring her on full time, taking her away from you, and moving her to Texas so she can
are
help
you
me
good
out with
with that,
mine.
Steven?
You know what? Hey, and you're right, Cody. That's just 5,000 in 1 year. So just
Yeah,
imagine what it's going to be like 2, 3 years from now.
Exactly. And just to watch the growth over the last um, few months, even just to watch the growth trend, if you watch it from the beginning. But it really is remarkable. And the work that the team, really each member of the team, um, isn't any more important than the other. And heads it. EJ and Nick head it with grace, and they realize how important each member's part is. Matter of fact, we just got off our weekly team meeting just before this podcast started. So, and we do that each and every Friday night, at least if we're not on an investigation. So,
and if I can say something is, Carissa and Jamie, even Cody have been taking some courses. Um, And so I'm really glad that they're taking the initiative as teammates to make sure that they learn and follow through with making sure that they can help the clients and making sure that they can learn as much information as possible to be able to grow as a person. The foundation here, I don't mean this disrespectfully to any of the team when I say this. I'm the heart, but they're the ground. They literally hold me up, and they have saved me more than they can ever know. And the team that we have now, I can't sit here and talk enough about how good they are. Because when they go into people's homes, they make sure to comfort the client. They make sure that they're getting the equipment set up with me, and it's not just on one person. They make sure that we're together as solitude, as one unit. And that's what I try to always say. Let's be one unit. Let's come together as one unit and help people not fear the paranormal, but
Mm-hmm.
understand the paranormal, you know? And
Right,
I've said
right.
that on your live before too. So
Oh, yeah. Now, the one thing for everybody that has something positive, there's always something negative. You're in Kentucky, dude. There's no doubt about that. And you're smack down in that little crazy belt, the Bible
Mhm.
Belt.
Oh,
How
I
do
know.
they feel? How do they feel about what you guys do?
It was kind of phenomenal that we got to do a presentation in a library event, and Carissa was here. And I'm going to actually turn it over to her to let her explain this, because the people that showed up kind of surprised me.
Mm.
Yeah, so where was that at again, EJ? What town?
That was in Springfield, Kentucky at the Washington County Library.
Yeah, so it was like a really small town that we drove to, and cute little
Mm-hmm.
library. We went there, and you're expecting all these kind of younger folks, the those people that you stereotypically assume are watching the shows and everything. And no, we had a lot of older, middle-aged people, and especially elderly people in the community, and they were the ones that were asking all the questions and had a bunch of experience. They absolutely loved EJ's presentation. We were all so proud of him. He did an amazing job. Um, but I mean, it was very surprising. It was our first big event where we asked the community to come out, and it was very refreshing to see older people that maybe you think wouldn't like this kind of stuff, or maybe have some sort of belief system or whatnot where they wouldn't like it, but they're all very, very intrigued by it. And, you know, I think honestly some of it is they're getting older, or, you know, we had a lady who had lost her husband and was having stuff happen in the house that correlates to what her husband used to do. So this kind of stuff meant a lot to him, and it was really great. But ultimately, EJ just stole that show. It was so great, EJ.
Way to go, EJ! Once again, you know, I'm looking at your Facebook page, and you got and you have something going on tomorrow. Why don't you tell the world a little bit about this investigation, if you can?
Yeah,
about tomorrow's investigation.
They're letting us do a live event tomorrow. So I want to elaborate something to the public, because a lot of people get on us about this. And I see other paranormal teams saying you shouldn't do this, you know, go lives at people's houses. But let me say this. We use our lives as an outreach. We use our lives so people know that they're not going crazy. And we use our lives to let people know you're not alone. Okay. We don't use those lives to go famous. We don't care about the 5,000 followers. We appreciate that. Okay. We appreciate it. But what our jobs is as paranormal investigators that go into people's homes is to help them find out what is going on. Because if you believe in God, you believe in the paranormal. Top of the line. That's just how I think. And you can agree to disagree. But at the same time, there's those God-fearing people that are out here sitting like, look, at the end of the day, they don't know how to approach the situation. So if we can show them how to approach it through our live, then maybe they'll get a better understanding of the paranormal, and that they can call us. And, you know, we're booked till June, and most of those are clients. You know what I mean? And then you got to think, I do 2 talk shows a week, plus investigations, sometimes investigations on Fridays and Saturdays. And my off days are usually Tuesdays. So there's no time in between because people need help. And they know when they think of paranormal connections, they can depend on us. You know what I mean? So that's how we try to do it.
Okay. Now, you mentioned something just 3 minutes ago. You have a podcast show.
Yes, it's called Paranormal Talk with Paranormal Connections. And then on Wednesday nights, we do #paranormal. So there's 2 different things. Paranormal Talk with Paranormal Connections interviews teams like you do. We do an educational video so that the public can kind of get their hands into education about the paranormal. And then we bring it on forth of recapping our investigation from the weekend. So we'll ask the team that's on to watch our evidence, and we present evidence that the teams provide, and we show the world this is what to look for if you're trying to find paranormal evidence in your home. So that's how we're trying to do it. Is again, it's an outreach just as much as us going lives on Saturday and you know, wherever we're at. But then you got #paranormal. #paranormal is for the community. And so we allow other people in the community, if you're watching this live and you want to come up and #paranormal has their own Facebook page. Okay. So if you want to come up on, and the public gets to come up and they get to share their personal experiences, and we kind of let them do that. So that way other people can kind of relate to them. You know what I mean? So that's why we do that. So,
well, thanks. You know what? It's too early for a debate, but you know what? I don't know if you guys are able to see the comments
I see
that are going on right now. This, okay. I'm just going to throw that in there.
But God has energy enough to make us, so he is still technically paranormal. I get what you're trying to say, Marcy, but at the end of the day, okay, everything is energy. God is energy. We are made in the image of God, right? So at the end of the day, he's a spirit. Jesus became a spirit, the Holy Spirit. So at the end of the day, God is pure energy. God is definitely paranormal.
Ooh, boy, that sounds like a conversation for Friday nights. You know, just to
We're
let you
going to
know,
church.
guys, know, yeah. You know, I'm trying to bring back a special podcast. It's called NSPS TV Podcast After Midnight. That's where we're able to discuss, you know, comments like that, you know, and we have a right to agree and disagree, you know, and not have an argument behind it. Now, I've seen some, you know, some podcasts where somebody will make a comment and everything just blows up, everything goes left. But you know, but when somebody comes on and make a comment, and then you have another person that might disagree, hey man, that's perfect for a good conversation right there.
Oh, it
You know,
is. It
because
is.
you know you can see both sides of the
Mhm.
argument. You know, as me being the moderator, you know, I might pick both of their heads. You know, and I might tell them, hey, well, I see your point. Hey, I might see your point. But you know what? It's right down the fine line. You know, so it can go either way. You know, but let's see here. They're coming in so fast. I get all right, there we go. Throw that one on there. Marcy, I'm pretty sure they are. If you want to contact them after the show, I'm pretty sure they will be open to talk with you.
Oh, for sure. You can always message.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because if
And
you want
EJ,
to, you can say,
sorry,
You're fine. Jamie's Christian. Jamie
that's what
is,
I was gonna say. That's exactly what I
yeah.
was gonna say.
Yeah.
We have members of all faiths on our team, as well as well, I think EJ touched on it there at the beginning of the show. But I very much am Christian, and I believe in the paranormal, and so absolutely, you guys are welcome to reach out to us on our Facebook page or on our TikTok page. We're always open, and we also have a hotline that you're welcome to call or text.
You know what, EJ? The way you do things is so unorthodox. How does other paranormal investigators feel about what you do? Because you mentioned something. I'm not going to repeat the word that you just said, you know, but how do they feel about what you do, you know, and the way that you do it
A
and the way
lot of
you try to, you
people,
know, to
so,
make people understand?
so, the biggest thing about how we operate and why we want to stand out is because we want to be organized. You need to be organized. You need to put everything of you into this. If not, you will not succeed. I'm doing a library event next month in March. We're calling it Fun Investigation March. So we're not doing no clients. So all we're trying to do is get out there. We did a tour in October, and we traveled all around Kentucky doing vendor events, trying to get the name out there so people understood. And it was amazing to watch the people come up, stand in lines to talk to us about their paranormal problems and what we think they could do to resolve it. We're going to the western side of Kentucky in June, and one of these people that was in line was the client that we're going to deal with. You know what I mean? So it's just,
Oh, wow.
to me, it's kind of baffling that the support that we do get, and we get a little bit of hate here and there. I feel more people are jealous than understanding of the situation. I don't want your thunder. I don't want to take anybody's reign. I mind my own business, and I just ask you to mind your own. At the end of the day,
Amen.
we should be para-unity, supporting each other, fist and fist, and not thinking anything else about it. You know what I mean? I will respect you and be your biggest fan if you allow me to be.
Wow, dude, you said that so perfect. I just had to pull out a zinger on that. You know what I'm saying? It can't get no perfect than that, but yeah, dude, I'm speechless because there's nothing I can say. You're absolutely right on every aspect of that. you know. But the thing is, like everything else, you can't have one without the other.
True.
You know, that's the way the world is.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, you can't have thunder without lightning. I mean,
Yeah.
you can't, you know, it's just, you're going to have your negativity. You're going to have people hating on you. I mean, the way you guys are going, man, you guys are going to be successful for a long time to be. You know,
I appreciate
and to be honest with you, I want to be one of those guys that want to jump. I want to go on that ride with you guys. You know, I might not be there all the time, but trust me, I'll be looking at, hey, I'm that guy that's going to look in the shadows. I'm going to be looking at your page, see how, you know, what you guys are doing, you know, and even if I think you guys might need, you know, a little help, you know, I might throw the, you know, my little 2 cents in there, but, you know, everybody needs a little 2 cents. 2 cents makes
well,
it.
you know, everybody, if you get into this field, there's always so much to learn from. You know, like we had a group discussion the other day in our group chat talking about, you know, we shouldn't use this app, or we shouldn't do this, or we shouldn't do that. But we come together as a group to talk about it, so that way we can all figure it out and everybody voice their opinion. You know, I don't want no heated arguments with anybody. What I want in the team is a foundation to say, okay, we can talk about anything because we're a family. I want this to be family based. I want this to be family run, because at the end of the day, we don't get paid for this. Our services are absolutely free. So this is a full-time job, but not a full-time job. You know what I mean? It's all about the person that walks through that door, that invisible door into the office of Paranormal Connections, and goes, I will give you my heart, and I'm going to look at him and say, I want your heart, but I don't want your soul. You know what I mean? I want people to step in and go, hey, listen, I want to help the next person for the paranormal, and I want to be able to help them understand efficiently why this is happening in their home without scaring them, without saying the demon word, without saying poltergeist, and saying, let's educate. Let's show people how demon and poltergeist are the rarest cases. Let's show them that usually your haunting is an intelligent haunting, or a residual haunting, or an inhuman haunting. You know, those are your 3 most profound hauntings that you got. You know, and you can classify, there's a lot of different people on YouTube that say that there's 12 different types of hauntings. And I listen to that, and I can concur, I can agree to some of that. But the ones that we study is the top 5: inhuman, poltergeist, demonic, residual, and intelligent. If you're dealing with something in your home, it's usually residual or intelligent, because at the end of the day, if you're dealing with a demon, they need a host to survive.
You're right. God damn, somebody get it. Hey, when y'all see this man, y'all give him a big old fat kiss for me.
Can I chime in here?
I don't even have to say anything. He is saying everything that
don't
I
play
want to hear.
now. Stephen will do it. Stephen will do it. Yes, he will.
Let me chime in here for just a second. So I've been in public service for 19 years, done this a long time. And I've told EJ this when I first come on the team. The day I feel like I've learned everything is the day I need to retire. Because if that's the case, I don't need to go on with it. I learn something new every day, not only in my career, but in this. And that's what, you know, I tell them all the time. If you think you know it all and you've learned everything you can, you might as well go, because you can't learn something you don't need to be continuing in what you're doing.
Well, we talked earlier, we said the same thing with, like, you know, I learn something new all the time, and it's phenomenal that I have more questions than I do answers.
Yeah, you're right. You know, like we're talking, literally about 3 hours ago. That book, I mean, we would never, ever catch up with the book, whoever's writing it. So we're ever learning, you know, and whoever is up there, they're forever teaching, you know, and they're teaching to not just me, you, or the guy down the street, but millions and millions and millions of people out there that are just like us, you know, and they want to know the answer of the biggest question in the universe. Is there what's going on after we leave this planet? That is the biggest question. The next biggest question is, how do you deal with women?
That's not a conversation you want to have. I promise you.
Oh, shoot.
That's two of the biggest questions of the universe.
Yeah.
You know, and two of them, I was married for 33 years, and I still haven't figured that woman out. Still haven't figured that woman out, and she keeps me on my toes, man. And there's nothing that we're like this, you know.
Listen, a significant other can
scary.
sometimes be more scarier than paranormal. So,
I mean, I love that woman to death. You know, there's nothing I wouldn't do for her or for the family. But in the meantime, guys, everybody got their zingers. AJ, where your zingers at, man?
Oh, bro, I didn't get time to make it to the store. I'm sorry.
Hey, don't worry about it. I'll eat this one for you.
Thank you. I got some almond potato salad from Walmart.
Let's change the subject a little bit, guys. Let's talk about Hollywood. What do you guys think about Hollywood? Starting with Jamie. Jamie, what do you think about Hollywood? Oh,
I think you're muted.
yeah, I think she muted. Cheating.
I'm always the one watching for the muted microphones. Hollywood. Well, I guess about the only thing I've got to say about that is I guess there's good and bad in everything. I think in the paranormal community, we have some folks out there that are in my opinion, I think harmful to
providing misinformation.
Yeah, a lot of misinformation and a lot of smoke and lights, and I think that can be really harmful to the paranormal community as a whole and to people's perceptions of it. So I think I'll leave it at that for now and let somebody else take a turn. That's all right with you, sir?
All right, Steve. What you think about
Hollywood question?
Hollywood?
Hollywood question. Ask Carissa. She watches a lot of that.
All right, Carissa, you next. Let's go ahead and ask Carissa. What you think about? Talk to me, Carissa.
About the Hollywood thing.
Yeah.
I think the big thing with like the shows and all that is, they can edit all that, so it seems like they're catching this all this evidence just like bam, 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 back to back, and I think it's hard for the viewer to get a feel of just how long they're there, and just how long it actually takes to get any evidence. I'm always kind of wary about anything like that, because you never know if somebody's, editing with CGI or messing with something else so that they can get it, and there's not a lot of transparency in that regard. Now with us, especially because we do our lives, I mean, you're watching it all at once. You know where everyone is at that moment with the live. We also, the big thing with us is we try to debunk anything that seems kind of, might not be paranormal, and we do that on our lives. We let our viewers see that. And honestly, with a lot of the shows that are popular, I think the last one that actually I saw them really debunk stuff was the old Ghost Hunters. Otherwise, it's become really sensational, and they don't really stop to do that. And I think it's really, really important, especially if we want anyone to take this seriously and get it out of a pseudoscience and maybe closer to a science. But when you have the sensationalism, and then you have, viewership that just thinks this happens all the time, or they're going to get a poltergeist or a demon out of nowhere, how can we expect any sort of academia to take any of this seriously? And I think that's a big part of why a lot of, science and scholars and whatnot aren't really ready to completely tackle this.
Wow. I'm speechless again.
Oh yeah, don't ask me to talk.
Well, you know what, man? That's cool with me, man. Because one thing I know about Hollywood is, will they ever get it right? No. Are they trying to get it right? No. So I mean, that's two strikes already. Is it about money? Yes. So they already struck out. They already struck out with me. Number one, they would not get my TV time. They would never get my ratings, and I don't. A lot of people think, well, it all went down when Ghost Hunters went off the show. No, if you guys looked at Ghost Hunters, you seen the drama. I mean, live, up close, and personal. There was drama on that show.
It unfolded right in front of us all.
Yeah. It goes back to that young guy that was on the team. What was his name? They were in that prison and they ran away from it.
You talking
what
about
was his name?
Nick Roth or whatever his name is?
That was Ghost Adventures, wasn't it?
Yeah, Ghost Hunter. What was that young guy named? They stayed on him all the time, and he was to me. He was really trying hard, but I cannot forget. I can't remember his name. But anyway, he ended up leaving the show, and because they dropped him in the ground. What was that?
Dakota. Brian. Tango. Boy, we've got a lot of names over there.
Brian.
Brian.
Was it Grant? Oh, Brian.
No, it was Brian. You're right. Now Brian was the one that was in the abandoned penitentiary, and that figure ran into the camera, and you seen them running back. Okay, but we have to understand, as paranormal investigators, we train ourselves to run towards whatever that is, but something that spontaneous, something happened that quick, it doesn't give your mind enough time to react. So your body is going to do what's natural, and that's run. And that's what I would have done. I don't care if Grant, hell, whoever was the boss, I'm going to run. Screw you, buddy. We would deal with this later, but if it's something there that hits me up close and personal, and my body and my mind don't have a time to react to it, I'm gonna do like any other normal person on this planet would do, and that's run. Then come back and reevaluate it and say, oh, okay, maybe I should have stayed. But in the heat of the moment, I gotta do what I gotta do.
Right.
Do you guys agree or disagree?
Oh yeah, agree.
I mean, I agree.
I'm sorry, man. That's just the way it is, man. I can't. There's no way that something like that can happen so quick, and your mind and your body cannot figure it out. I'm just, these 12s and 13s, you're gonna see smoke up under them. And that's what he did. And that was his downfall.
What's interesting about our team is there's a haunted mansion we go to every once in a while. And I was there with another investigator, and we're just standing there, and a rock got thrown from a room where no one was in it and whizzed by the other investigator's head and hit the wall. And we just we stood there. We didn't run or nothing. We're like, where'd that come from? It's like, oh no, oh Cindy, it almost hit your head, but where did it come from? Like, we didn't run or nothing. So yeah, I just thought that was funny.
Well, you know what? Yeah, man, I'm sorry, dude. They drugged that guy instead of training him, and they just did the total opposite. Everybody makes mistakes man. You wouldn't believe how many of my team members make mistakes. But it's a learning curve, and just because you on TV doesn't give you the the right to like, hey, you keep screwing up, and we're just gonna let you go. At that point, you know what? I'm like, okay, whatever. But you know what? I think I'm not learning from this.
Right.
teach me, educate me. But it is what it is, But I don't know, man.
And
Hollywood. Go ahead.
I think even the most none of us can completely prepare for any situation that we're in. We were on the podcast on Monday. EJ had a guest on from another team, and he was recounting a story of being in one of the investigations, and he also investigates with his wife. But he was talking about you know that most of us have experienced hearing various sounds or voices and so on, but he had one that sounded like it was just plumb in his face, right in his ear. And I'm telling someone else's story, so forgive me for that here, but his immediate response was even to kind of plow over his own wife to get out of there. It scared him so bad. So I think all of us can, for anybody to say that they haven't had moments that it's really freaked them out, or they've not gotten a little spooked, for lack of a better word. We can all be scared, or scared of certain things. Not all of us have experienced everything, and I don't think there will be anybody that ever does. So
Yeah, you're right. You know what? And let me do an example just for a moment. Let's say you're driving down the road and you almost have an accident. A car literally hits you. Does your brain process it right then? Or does it take a couple seconds for it to say, oh shit, I almost had a car accident? Our brain is not that fast. I mean, it's fast, but it's not that fast where it can, have a car, your car coming into you and you're like, oh shit, this. No, it always takes a little time for your brain to react towards something, especially something like that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Something, if you guys watch that video, man, I will run too. Then I will go back and assess the situation. But I don't even think they gave him that.
It's weird how you go to different areas in Kentucky and investigate, and every place is different. It's never the same results. It's always something more unique than the first time or whatever. Like, I've been to that place that she was talking about, Carissa was, 6 times, and I used to say every time we pull up, I feel like I'm pulling up to home, and I know that sounds probably weird to some of you all watching, but as a paranormal investigator, I feel like there's some places that you pull up to and you have that strong connection with, that you like, I don't know why I feel connected to this place, but it almost feels like home.
Mm-hmm. It
So
seemed like when you drive up to it, it embraces you because it knows you. And everybody, you've been there, and everybody that's there, when you open that door, you may not see them, but hell, they probably got this big old smile on their faces telling you, hey, welcome. I appreciate you coming back. And
Hey,
so
you
on.
came back. Yeah.
Especially when you get
Yeah.
the ones that like you a lot and that'll open up to you all night. I was doing an Estes method at that place they're talking about, and there was this little girl, and boy, she took a liking to me. EJ could ask her to move something or touch the cat ball beside me, and just like that, she was doing it.
mm-hmm. She
And
was.
I wish more places are like that. But for every place that is, man, you got one that's just shrouded in mystery. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You got one.
it's just kind of it's as an investigator, it's fun, but at the same time, you also got to be careful with that, because if they like you, they could also attach to you.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing that we've learned is an attachment can be temporary. It's called a spirit walk-in. So, you you can still be hurt and physically assaulted by those type of spirits, you know. So you just have to be careful and making sure if you feel any type of way, like during the SS method, Stephen was getting touched on his leg. And I kept watching because it was concerning me at first, but just the way how he was just moving and it looked like he was twitching in a way. So, you know, if you're going, here's what I always say during my videos and my lives. Don't do it if you're new. Do your research. There's places out there like paralearning.org. Go learn before you do this stuff. Okay. Don't just pick up one day and say, I'm going to be a paranormal investigator. Don't do that. Because at the end of the day, this is a dangerous area, a dangerous criteria that you're going to deal with each and every day. And you do not want to take something home with you that, you know, Ajax won't give, you know, take off. So.
Right. now, EJ, you just brought up my next question is, you guys are so well connected in what you guys are doing. Would you consider taking on a junior team if you had the time?
So we actually have a sister group in Western Kentucky. I am establishing slowly but surely a group 2 for Paranormal Connections. So we are trying to do branches. We are trying to grow even more. Like I said, I got over 100 clients. So I'd like to have a team closer on the Western or Eastern Kentucky so that way they can tackle out Virginia and West Virginia. And then, you know, like Jamie and Stephen and Cody, they're more Northern Kentucky, so they could tackle out Ohio. I don't know what the next state is up there, but
Indiana.
you know, Indiana, but I don't know which one's on the right. I don't know whatever that state is. You know, if we needed to branch out more, you know, that's how we're doing it. You know, we don't ever charge a client, so everything's free to our clients. But you know, we take donations. We haven't never asked a client for a donation or told them about donating. And we won't ever do that because we want them to feel comfortable at first. But I do want to eventually branch out and, you know, maybe the long go is every one of them in 50 states. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's our sister group. Make sure y'all go look him up on Facebook, Supernatural Investigation Squad. So Phil
Phil's
Billy, he is
awesome.
hilarious. Yes,
Oh,
he
he's
is
so funny.
hilarious.
And he
A good
has
man right there.
the SLS camera
Yeah.
that we can use when he's there.
Now, do you guys use phone apps?
So we use them. We use the Necrophonic app. I think we're kind of moving away from the Spirit Talker app that you see a lot of people use because we're not getting the answers that we want off of it that correlate to our investigation. But yeah, I definitely want to. You know, at the end of the day, we are researchers just as much as investigators. So I feel like if you're a researcher, you should try everything under the sun just to see. Like this piece of equipment right here, I just bought for $200, but it's an EMF bell. It's off Ghost Stop. You know, I know he's not a big fan of Ghost Stop. We talked about it, but again, we're researchers. We're researchers, so we're trying different things to see if they correlate to the investigation, see if we can get intelligent responses with different pieces of equipment that may be the same type of equipment. You know, because if you got a child, maybe they'll be better with a Boo Buddy or a stuffed animal, which we make our own equipment too, and we sell that as well. So we have a whole chain of paranormal equipment that we make our own. But anyway, so a child may interact more with a bear, or maybe a teenager would better act with something that'll make a whole bunch of noise, you know, like a REM pod or the bell, you know. So we want to try every little thing that we can, one for the client and two for our accuracy with evidence.
Interesting.
I'd like to add to that. When it comes to the phone apps, they're not the end all be all of our investigations. We are selective. We try to do our research into what we are using, the tools that we are using, and then also sort of apply it to whatever the investigation is that we are we're doing and what it calls for. But we don't allow that to completely direct our questions or our methods, or that's just one tool that we may use. For instance, in the Estes method, the person is wearing noise canceling headphones and um, uh, has their eyes covered, and the questioners are asking questions that they can't hear. So that would be one way that we use it, but we don't rely solely on that response. So
Okay. You know what, EJ? Let's talk about Kentucky. Very unusual state. There's a lot of history there.
Don't get me started. I'll get my redneck voice out.
Oh, don't do that.
Hey, watch it.
Don't do that. Hey, man. Hey, you guys, you know what? There is a lot. Apparently, there's something going on because there's a lot of paranormal teams. I don't care if the town is a small town, a population of 200, hell, 150 of them are going to be paranormal investigators. You know what I'm saying? So,
the funny thing about the entire situation with Kentucky and investigators is a lot of them don't do home visits. A lot of them don't actually care. They just go in, and a lot of them are disrespectful. A lot of them do take pride, and a lot of them do try. But at the same time, it goes both ways. It's 50-50. I just think that if you're in Kentucky and you're going in an investigation, do it for the right reasons. This state is old and it has so much beautiful history. We're going to go do a 1792 home here soon. And the state is old. The state has a lot of history. And I just don't understand some of these teams. There's this one team, and I won't mention no names, but my team's going to laugh. He says demon this, demon that. And it's like, you are really disheartening me. You are really discouraging. Yes. You're really discouraging me to even want to be an investigator or even be near you, because it's like you're making it disgusting. It's sickening, honestly, because you're not respecting the dead, so you don't respect the living. I hope that answer is a good answer, but it just really upsets me that some of these teams don't do this for the right reasons. You can't go in, exactly, respect the spirit, respect the presence, respect yourself. You have a dignity as a human to respect the dead humans. Like, it drives me mad to watch people sit here and disrespect the spirits.
EJ, I'm gonna go kidnap your butt and bring you down here to Texas, man.
I'd love it. I actually have an investigator that lives in Texas. He has his own team. He's in Houston. His name's John, and he actually does a lot of our video work for us. So
what's the name of the team?
Houston Paranormal Investigators or something like that.
Yeah, I actually reached out to those guys a couple of years ago about coming on the podcast, but they never, I guess they're so busy, they just never had an opportunity to come back.
I think he was helping with the flood relief. So
yeah, that's what I was going to. John is a member of the Red Cross as well, and does a lot of relief work. So,
EJ, I think Cody is talking about you.
Yeah, he knows who I'm talking about. This team, this is how disgusting it makes me about this team that I'm talking about, is that we did a home visit a week prior, and for some reason they went and done the same home visit 2 weeks prior, or 2 weeks after. Sorry, and it took. I mean, it literally sent a wave through my body. It wouldn't have mattered if they contacted me and said, "Look, we're going to go do this. I just want you to know." But they did it behind my back. They didn't ask me. Be respectful to the paranormal community. Come on, people. I mean, it's not rocket science. I'm not going to take your clients. Don't sit here And if I'm, it's not really taking clients. If that person asks you for help, that's fine. But come to me and ask me what I did during the investigation, because I saged, I cleansed it. I'm in the Native American. I do a lot of cleansing in the Native American ceremonial ways. And then you're going to come in and he's supposedly a demonologist, but he has no proof or any credentials or anything. So it's like you're going in there, and he said that he did holy water and all this other stuff. Okay, but so you did 2 cleansings. You're not supposed to do that. 2 different types of cleansings, 2 different cultures cleansings. You're not supposed to do that, and
Yeah.
just went right to me.
Wow. Terry Garrison Mitchell. Yes, I do know a couple teams in the San Antonio area. If you're trying to reach out to them, please contact me after the podcast. You can look me up on Facebook, Terry Crozier, Crozier, or NSPS TV Paranormal Podcast, and I will give you a list of paranormal teams in the San Antonio area. I don't know what your goal is. If you want to investigate with them, join their team. They're very selective down there. And some of the teams are pretty organized. It might be a waiting list. I don't know. But if you want to reach anyone down there, please contact me and I'll help you out. EJ, paranormal, man, you've been doing it for a couple years. Let's jump into the whole urban legend thing. Do you believe in urban legends?
Oh, yeah. We talked about this earlier.
Yeah. Now, would you investigate urban legends?
Yes. So Phil, our sister group, he is actually more of our cryptid side of things. I would be open to, but here's my thing. Here's my philosophy on any type of ghost hunting or supernatural investigating is you don't walk in thinking you know it all. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I've always been connected to my Native American side. My room is fully done. I have a peace pipe in my room. I have the buffalo head with the eagle skull on it. I take pride in my culture, So as a Native American, and a lot of you may agree to this, if you know anything about our culture, we don't go in and investigating any of that because we believe that those are ancient spirits that deserve to just be left alone. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, would I do it? Yes, just if I had somebody to direct me and we was safe. That would be the only way that I would do it, because you don't know what you're walking into. That's a whole nother ball game. Urban legends, like let's say Thunderbird or the SW that I won't say on here, or the Wendigo or anything like that. Those urban legends are centuries and decades, and they're old, So do we know much about them? Are they real? I don't know. Is Bigfoot real? I don't know. Is Sasquatch real? I don't know. Dogman, Mothman, anything? I don't know. But it's always interesting to maybe go look for it, but also respect it. And I wouldn't know how to respect it because I don't know much about how you would go and investigate that, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. One thing, Native Americans, man. Woo, boy. Since the beginning of time. The question that I have for you guys is, the Native Americans, they are in touch with so many things. Nature. Nature ties into everything. The question that I have for is that when there is something out there that people don't understand, and the Native Americans are well grounded. They know everything. Why do you think people do not reach out to them for their explanation on what they think a certain entity or a certain thing is? A lot of people just go based off, well, this is this, that's that. Okay, well, let's go to the source and try to figure this thing out from the beginning.
Let me be frank here. The white man has really ruined our reputation. I'm not making this about race. I'm just saying how they treated our ancestors. I think that's still kind of lingering. I think that people are kind of like, what the natives do, they do, that we don't need to know. I think that a lot of people don't understand, like she said, ignorance is a big factor, but a lot of people don't want to go talk to them because they think, oh, they're over there practicing witchcraft, or they're over there doing some type of seances, or people don't understand the sweat lodge, or people don't understand the smudging ceremony. When I do it, sometimes people just look at me like I'm the stupidest person, or they don't want to participate, and that's fine. But at the end of the day, that sage is naturally grown, or at the end of the day, those people are fasting to make it sacred land. Your God died for you on your cross, so it's kind of not so different, And I think people are misunderstanding the native culture in a huge way. Yeah, exactly right there. I think fear. I think control. People want to, don't understand that the natives have lost control, so they started their own control to be secluded from everybody else in their tribal land for a reason. They literally lost everything. There's so many casualties in those, schools that were forcing kids to learn the Christian way. That's not right. That's not okay. You don't force religion on nobody. They didn't force their culture on nobody. It was taken from them. So I think that's why people don't turn to them, is because history in school still teaches a lot about this, and maybe it's taught the wrong way.
Great answer. Great answer indeed.
Can I go back and talk about something I know I didn't get a chance to talk about?
Sure. Shoot back, brother.
I want to say this too. A lot of these paranormal teams, they're out to make a name for themselves. It's not that they like what they're doing. It's they want to get their name out there, and they just want to do it for the views and stuff. At the end of the day, it's like a job. You got to put everything into it. If you're doing it just to try to get the notoriety and all of this, you're doing it for the wrong reasons. I got into this to help the family get answers. Mm-hmm. Even if it's something that I can't change or whatever, or can't even get answers to, I'm giving it everything I can for that family, because here's the thing I look at it is, you got to respect them just like you would the dead. And a lot of these people, like EJ said, they're just about getting their name out there. They don't care. And I don't operate like that. And that's what I love about this team. We care about what we're doing. And it's not just we're out here to get our name out. I could care less about the followers. It doesn't bother me. I'm doing this because I love it, and I want to try to get answers for the family. So that was just my rant. It's over.
Well, thank you, Stephen. That was a good rant. I appreciate it. But all right, guys. You know what? I love cemeteries. Any of you guys love cemeteries? Raise your hand. I seen the eyebrow go up, so that must be a yes.
I'm hit and miss on them. Okay, I'm hit and miss, because I feel like some spirits, yes, they may go there and they may reside there waiting on their loved ones to come visit them, where if they're centuries and centuries old, they're just sitting in the cemetery because they have nobody else to go to that's recognizable to them. But I've also had this philosophy that you've been to one cemetery, you've been to all of them. Because at the end of the day, I don't think evil spirits are going to go reside in a cemetery. I really don't. That's just my theory.
Ooh, EJ, you gotta come to Texas, man, because there's some cemeteries down here you will run out of.
Mm-hmm.
And
I know I watched your video with your friend, at the one with all the crosses in the back of the cemetery.
Was that a day investigation?
Yeah, I watched that one.
Yeah, man, we had just got back from Oak Park Hotel, and you know what? And I'm like, man, let me go check out this cemetery. And dude, it was a lot of kids, and it was heartbreaking.
Yeah,
and I don't know why. I don't know why I'm drawn to kid cemeteries, but I am. And dude, and having that many kids with no names, and all you see is like the small grave. You can clearly tell it wasn't no adults there except for on the other side. But yeah, man, that place really, it broke my heart. I really.
Yeah, that was sad. I watched it all the way through, and I was like, "Oh my goodness!" I bet the
Yeah.
energy there was definitely different.
Oh, dude, it was heavy.
Hmm.
The air was heavy. Or Texas, West Texas air is always heavy. But that particular cemetery, man, you couldn't breathe. It was real hard to breathe, and it was just one of those things. I kind of wanted to stay, but then I kind of wanted to get out of there, because it was hitting me right here, and I'm like, oh man, no.
Before you go on to anything else, I wanted to say another reason why this team is different than any other team is we give out these certificates to our clients, and we grade the place from an A to an E on how haunted this place is. So we have a scale that we go off of. We're still kind of working on a lot of the details on the scale, but so we try to really, break it down for our clients on what we think is the best answer for out of A to E of how haunted their home is.
Interesting. You are the first one that I've ever seen do that.
Yeah, we
And
call it a pair point system. And we want to have open communication with our clients. Like even after we go to a home visit, we have what we call an aftercare program. So that way our team actually will follow up for the next 3 months after we investigated the house. So it's literally a whole operation here. So
Okay. I got a question. I don't know which one of you guys want to answer this, but I'm going to throw it up. You guys probably see it already, but I'm going to throw it up there and see if you guys can answer that for her.
yeah, she's absolutely right. She was actually a guest on our hashtag paranormal podcast. Miss Terry's a sweet lady, and she's absolutely right. They shouldn't be able to reside on any type of holy ground. So she's absolutely right. And I've seen churches. We went to done a church in Covington, Kentucky called Leaping Lizard. And hello, Tony. And we did a church there that is no longer a church. It's a venue place, and you can tell that it seems like whatever was there has been there forever, but with it being holy ground and related to it wasn't our church no more and came into the church. So
Okay. I actually have pretty good footage of I wouldn't say if it was a spirit or a ghost. It was something. And you will have to go to my Facebook page and see that. And I will let you decide for yourself. Because that that cemetery was something else. The whole time I felt like somebody was staring at me the whole time I was there. And a thunderstorm, anybody know anything about thunderstorms in Central Texas? It gets real, real heavy. And the electricity and the static in the air just amplified everything. I mean, if people wanted to come out of that grave and live again, that's how much electricity was in the air. They could have done that. And so once I took a photo of a tree, and I found when I went home and did a little looking at it, and I just able to see that figure sticking behind that tree, and I put it out there. And I'm like, well, what do you guys think? A lot of people say, hey, man, that is something that we cannot, we don't know what it is, but it was clearly standing behind the tree looking at me, and I was looking at it. But only thing is, I could not see them, but the camera caught it perfectly. So if you want to see that, go ahead.
That's funny. If you go to our Facebook page, we did a home investigation not too long ago, And it was funny because EJ was like, I think I see something looking at us. And I was like, no, there ain't no way. Well, when we went back and reviewed the footage, if you look out the door, we have it circled. It's clear as day, a face. Clear as day. So, I mean,
Wow.
yeah. If you'll go look at it's on our Facebook and our TikTok, if you'll go look at it, I mean, it's there clear as day. It was
Okay.
concrete evidence.
All right, let's get this out. Let's get this out right now. No, it was not a demon. You know, demons are a rarity. You know, I will live a lifetime. I can live 30 lifetimes and would never ever encounter one.
Preach
You know,
it, bro. Preach it.
a demon requires very unusual circumstances for a demon to even exist. But no, it was not a demon. I mean, I'm sorry. Demons, if you want to see a demon, go check out Hollywood. Anything Jack is putting out, that's a demon. Go ahead. You go watch that, and you'll be able to determine yourself if that was a demon or not. But I have not seen a demon.
Go watch that clickbait stuff that they got going on YouTube nowadays. Yeah.
Oh Lord. See, and I have cast out hundreds of demons. Stephen, if you have, hey man, kudos to you, but I'll stay away from stuff like that. Okay, here you go. EJ, this is for you.
Like I said, I'm not I would be kind of interested into trying to figure out what Bigfoot and why there's such a variety of people interested in him. I would go look, yeah, but at the same time, I'd want to do some research prior and figure out where this all started from. Where did Bigfoot come from? Because I don't know none of that. I don't know. It's not one of my things that I'm intrigued with, because those type of cryptids I just kind of respect from afar. And if they're real, they're real, and if they're not, they're not. And I'm pretty sure. Phil, correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't it Sasquatch that's in Kentucky, not Bigfoot? Isn't there a difference?
They're
I was gonna
both here.
say, Phil's the one
They're
to
both
ask.
here?
They're both here though. They say Bigfoot and Sasquatch are both here. Now I don't know, but that's what I've been told.
Yeah, I know more about the paranormal and the unknown than I do about any of that. So
Yeah, but can all of us agree? But they're all connected one way or another.
oh, I'd say so. Yeah, most definitely. Yeah.
A couple weeks ago, I went to my first ever Paracon, guys. Can you believe that? Never went to a Paracon, and I went to one in San Antonio. Man, I was so excited. I drove down there by myself and talking to, it must have been like 6 to 7 teams there that's been on the show. And, and I've been talking to my team about putting together a UFO team where they go out and investigate UFOs. And I wanted to be connected with MUFON. MUFON is probably one of the biggest paranormal entities in the country, if not the world.
Mm-hmm.
But I came in, I seen one, I'm like, oh man, MUFON is there. Let me go check them out. Dude, they were the biggest freaking buttheads I've ever seen in my life. The lady wanted to fight me. And I'm like, oh no, I gotta get away from this lady because she's crazy.
I'm so proud of you.
Everybody had their dude. It's a Paracon. Everybody had their cameras out, recording, getting to know each other, talking, socializing. But that one, I walked up to the MUFON lady of the San Antonio chapter, and she wanted to beat me up for recording her on my phone. And I like, well, lady, if the government wanted you, they would have got you by now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can't. I mean, just because you're MUFON, I mean, everybody knows everybody. You know, and man, so I decided not to do it because of her. If I do it, I'm going to be independent. I'm going to be an independent journalist, and I can do it like that. But you know, it was help to have those MUFON connections because they got their feet into everything. You know, but I'm like, oh man, it's weird how one bad apple can ruin the whole bunch.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what she was. You know what I'm saying? So she was like, no, I can't do it, man. I'm not going to deal with. If I got to deal with you, no, I'm not going to do it. All right, Tommy knockers. Do y'all believe in Tommy knockers? I mean,
Carissa?
there's so many urban legends around your parts.
I want to know what Carissa thinks about Bigfoot and all them.
I love the cryptid stuff. I've always loved it since I was a kid. And it is because Cammie, who is a part of our sister group with Phil, and they actually deal with more of the cryptid side of things. She did come in, and it was good that she did this because all these different names that we have in America for Bigfoot, Sasquatch, skunk ape, it's all the same thing. It's just different regions that call them different stuff.
I agree.
Yeah, so I like that she said that. Thank you, Cammie. But like, I loved the whole chupacabra thing back when it was really like coming out in the 90s. That was something I loved. But you know, there's a whole like huge areas of wilderness in the United States that we haven't even really explored entirely, and I think a lot of Americans completely forget about that because we're so used to being, in cities or in larger towns and stuff. And there's a ton of land that we really haven't scouted through. So, I mean, it's possible there's stuff we haven't seen. I mean, we're discovering new animals all the time. I think we just found like 2 sharks that we didn't know exist recently. So, I mean, we could find any of these cryptids to be a thing, but I think a lot of the shows and stuff are, sensational. And honestly, if anyone watched South Park when they covered the whole Bigfoot thing, it was pretty spot on. Yeah, but like, I'm a big, I think something happened with the Mothman. So, yeah.
Yeah,
the Mothman theory.
I really think he escaped something over there. That's not too far from where you guys are, a couple of 100 miles just north. Am I right?
Yep. I think there's things out there that are just not meant to be known. It's the way I look at it. Or there's things out there that, let's just say, the government might know that we don't. I just think there's things that we're not going to figure out, and some things are better left alone. Now, do I believe in everything that's out there? No. But who am I to judge? Because I don't know. That's what I'm saying. If there is something out there, leave it alone. It's God's. God built this beautiful land. Leave it alone. It's not meant to be put out for the whole world to see. Just leave it alone. Respect it.
Right? Have you guys remember Men in Black when Will Smith and what's the name was sitting on the bench, and they were just talking in general, and the biggest thing that reminds me that that one quote that he said, well, men, what did she say? He said, people are smart, but the human race are really stupid. So I mean, what he's saying
humans
is
are smart and people are stupid.
Yeah, that's saying that certain things we're not ready for. So it's take that right there, and you can run with it. And that quote, he's absolutely right. Just say, okay, let's for an example, that whole situation in Miami. That whole situation in Miami is kind of weird. Wouldn't you guys agree?
Oh yeah.
Okay. You got this portal that opens up in the mall with thousands of people. These 10-foot aliens get out of it and start shopping at Neiman Marcus, pick up some clothes, and just start walking down the mall like everybody else. I don't see nothing wrong with that. And the worst thing about it is everybody has a cell phone. Why come nobody picks up a cell phone and just record this? Why did it take a CCTV to pick up? And everybody knows about CCTVs. They sometimes blurry. They're not 1080p. They're the basic. But everybody has a phone that has 1080p. Some of them are in 4K. Nobody turned around and say, "Oh shit, I'm gonna be a millionaire," and just go take that little 20-minute photo or that 20-minute video of actually catching an alien with some bags in his hand that says Neiman Marcus on it, and they're walking window shopping in a damn mall.
See, I never.
I don't understand it.
I never believed that because I lived in Florida for 18 years, and bath salts will really mess you up, especially if you're down in Miami.
But dude, every cop on that every cop in the Miami Police Department showed up. Okay, you heard 2 gunshots. Dude, it don't take every police force in the Miami-Dade area to cover a shooting.
Was it at a mall?
It was at a mall.
Yeah, it was at a mall.
Everybody.
It was in downtown Miami.
They'd send everybody because they'd think it was a mass shooting.
Nah. But the thing is, did anybody on any of those videos see a ambulance? Did they see a coroner? Did they see anything? I didn't see none of that. Only thing I saw was a bunch of police cars telling people to move back, collecting people's phones for some unknown reason. You know what I'm saying? And the whole thing smells weird to me. It's just something weird about that whole scenario.
Yeah, when they come out and people were saying it was a mass shooting, you can ask Jamie. I was looking, I'm going, where's the ambulances at? Where's this? Where's that? Because
exactly.
People, and I'm going, something ain't right. Something's fishy there.
Yeah, there was not one ambulance nowhere.
Yeah, you never know what you're going to be dealing with in society.
So I'm just trying to figure this thing out, dude. I mean, as paranormal investigators, we just don't, we say that we are paranormal investigators, but we investigate everything about the paranormal.
Mm-hmm. Down to the T. How they died.
Goddamn, it's like those little bad kids that are hanging around in West Texas. Dude, if I ever see one, I'm going to kidnap their little butts and I'm going to bring them back and I'm going to say, hey, are these the kids that are terrorizing y'all in West Texas? If you guys know who I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Those black-eyed kids with the hoodies.
Yeah, those black-eyed kids, those scare me more than anything in this world.
Yeah, man. I just,
this doll's pretty scary. I'm going to show her real fast. That's scary, but the black-eyed kids were even scarier.
Guys are something else, man. And I heard they can get physical, but you know what? They ain't never come across nobody from the hood before. They ain't never came across nobody from the hood. I got something for them.
Oh yeah.
They ever come across me. They in for one. Hey, matter of fact, the hoodie that they're wearing, I'm gonna be wearing.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the source of their power.
I know, Terry.
Anybody with me on a road trip to West Texas?
Let's do it.
Let's go.
I'm ready.
I lived in
I'm ready
Texas
for
for
it,
a year.
man.
I don't know.
Let's go.
Yes,
See, hey,
Chris
we
lives
got the
in
whole
Texas.
team ready, man. You know, hey, I'm gonna cash app y'all $20. The rest, y'all on your own.
I ain't ready to go back
We're
yet.
taking donations. Paranormalconnections.org.
Hey, so whoever has the 4-cylinder, y'all gonna have to climb in that thing because that's gonna get the best gas mileage to get you here.
Well, let me tell you
Period.
something. I'm
Oh,
more
go ahead.
scared. I'm more scared of human beings than I am the ghosts. Because let me be honest, they don't preach common sense anymore. People don't
No.
have it, and that's one thing that drives me nuts. I'm more scared of the human being than I am anything because let's be honest, they don't have common sense anymore. And that's what scares
You're
me
right.
the most.
You're right about that, man. And they don't teach certain things in school no more.
No, they don't.
I mean, dude, if I had a kid that was in school, I'd be petrified because I'm thinking that they're not learning anything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When I was in elementary, we learned about Bigfoot. We learned about Native Americans. We learned about, certain things in history. Now they're not even teaching history. And I can almost tell you, almost everything in our past was related to paranormal one way or another. The Native Americans, the slaves and way they brought voodoo in and all that stuff. Dude, everything is related to paranormal if you guys think about it.
I mean, we all become paranormal. We all become that energy. But yeah, they said I'll match his 20. Can I say something to your audience if that's okay with you?
Sure.
So we have a chance for you guys to win an investigation with us on a bucket list. And all the proceeds are going to help save a cemetery and church. The church has been abandoned for over 30 years, and there's some tombstones or headstones, whatever you want to call them, that have been decaying, and we're going to try to fix them. But we need help. So this investigation I can't say this part, is in Louisville, Kentucky. It's a bucket list investigation. Legally, we cannot say where the location is on a live, but if you private message us, we will tell you. To get entered into this drawing that will be taking place and soon, you have to donate $50 to our PayPal or Cash App, and the proceeds will get put onto our GoFundMe page. So if you want to come along with us and you're in Kentucky, this is your time to do it before time runs out. And that's all I needed to say.
Well, guys, what do you guys think about that? The chance of a lifetime to go help out for a good cause and drink some
And you get
moonshine
fed.
on the back.
Yeah,
and we're feed you. We're
going to
feeding
feed you. Yeah, we're going to feed you.
And feed some good Kentucky. Well, hey, you know what? I don't care about the food, but the moonshine I want.
Hey, now we're speaking my language.
You gotta be careful. You'll end
moonshine
up in the
I
back
want.
of a pickup over in the mountains and be like, what did I drink?
And you know what? You give me a big bonfire and some moonshine and one of those kickback chairs, I'm good to go.
Man, I'm coming to Texas and hang with you.
Y'all, come on. We're down. We are down. The mosquitoes might take you back to Kentucky, but hey, at least you'll get here. You get a free ticket back. Because the mosquitoes are horrible down here.
Oh, I say they are. I bet they're big too.
Oh, dude,
Florida,
man, you hear him coming.
Florida has tiger mosquitoes.
You hear him
Lord,
coming,
no.
man.
The tiger mosquitoes are god awful.
I'm good.
Yeah.
No, thank you. Y'all can keep that.
Well, you know what, man? It's couple more questions, then I'm gonna let you guys get out of here, man. I know it's Friday. I'm thinking it's Saturday already. I'm gonna go get me a 12-pack of Bush and call it an evening.
Let me say something real quick. We're
Yes,
talking
sir.
about, and I know this is about, what EJ has built here. Let me tell you something. I'm new to this team. I've been around seen a lot of stuff in my life. EJ knows my career and everything like that. And I'm going to tell you right now, this group brung me in, and this is a family. I would go to bat for anybody on this team, and EJ will tell you that. I mean, we're all one big family, and that's what I love. I mean, when I came on here, it amazed me just how it's one big family, and that's one thing that that I'm impressed with EJ. He brought me on, and it's been a heck of a ride. I'm learning stuff, but this is a family, and that's what I liked about it. That's what made me choose this team is so family oriented. So I wanted to say that, and like I said, if people, I know people talk about, well, it's the views, and they're just trying to get a name. This here's family, and that's what I love about this team.
Okay. Well, EJ, once again, thank you, man, because it seems like you're doing one heck of a job up there. I really appreciate what you're doing. And I would say that I wish more teams were like yours, but it can't be. There can only be one paranormal connections, and that's your team. You know what I'm
And
saying?
the connections isn't just for the paranormal. It's for this. It's about all
Yeah.
this, every bit of it. So
Okay, cool.
thank you, Stephen. I appreciate that, buddy.
Yeah, thank you, Stephen. For that, I'm gonna open up another box of zingers. I'm
Well,
eating, and they didn't pay me for it, so I don't know how I'm
and
feeling
another
right
thing
now.
too is what I love is that EJ makes it about it's a community, and that's what I love about it. We've all made it this one big community, and that's what because people do think you hear stuff, and we hear it all the time. Clients say you'll think I'm crazy. No,
Mhm.
no, not at all. So like I said, we have a community that a Facebook page that everybody talks on and stuff, and hey, I just want to say, it's one big community. I love it. And since I've gotten into it, I love it. What he's built and what the paranormal actually means to him is what's driving me to get on this team. And I mean, that's just what I want to say.
Well, you know what? Once again, thank you, EJ. Now, what does y'all family think about what you guys do?
Yeah, Jamie, what do you think about what I do?
No, I'm talking about your immediate family, your husband, your
Those,
wife, your
Jamie is my wife.
grandmother.
Jamie
EJ is
is his
not
wife.
wife.
We're
Jamie's his wife.
Well, so all right, Jamie, what does your parents think about what you do?
um uh, well, I don't know if I ever tell them, I'll let you know.
You tell me
They're
you
not
haven't told them yet?
they're not
Oh, she's breaking up.
I, they grand folks who my grandpa is an ordained minister, and a lot of what I know I learned from him. So it disheartens me a little bit when I hear so much negativity regarding the Christian community, because what you see so much of, and so much of the bad that's out
Mhm,
there, just gives everybody such a bad name. Um,
mhm.
but but I think that they would be happy that I'm using my abilities to be able to help other people. So
Okay, cool. All right, EJ, what would your parents think about what you do?
Well, I was gonna say, do you want to let Carissa answer real fast because she's got to leave here in just a second. She's
Okay,
waiting on
Clarissa, go
food.
right ahead, buddy.
My family doesn't care because they're just happy I'm following a passion, and my actual trade is very mentally and physically exhausting. So it's good to have a passion to do stuff. So that's it.
Mm,
So let me
okay.
tell you about mine. You're gonna love this one. We'll be here all night probably. So I no longer talk to my sisters. I no longer associate with a lot of my family. I do still talk to my auntie and my uncle, but I do not talk to them because one, my dad's a preacher, my mom's Native American, born on a reservation, but my siblings have kind of shunned me because they said that I put too much energy and effort into this team.
Mm-hmm.
And this is my passion project. This is my life. So I've made this my family for that reason. I don't care. I don't lose no sleep. You couldn't pay me to talk to them right now. It's their loss. I have no issue with the way things have turned out. I wish them the best. Family is a lot harder. I believe that you make your own family. I believe that you pick your own family. I believe that the people that want to be in your life will be in your life no matter what. So it sucks that there's children involved to the fact that they that my nieces and my nephew will probably never see me again since they moved to Florida, which is fine. But again, this is the first time Jamie and Steven even knows of this, because I don't put my business out there like that because it doesn't bother me. It's not one of those types of things that I will ever, ever, ever regret doing by putting 200,000% of myself into this team. I'm not lost. I'm not avoiding my family. They have phone numbers. They have contacts. They know where to get in contact with me at. I talked to my mother, me and my dad. He did a whole nother spiel with me and my fiance when I had to take him to the hospital. So at the end of the day, if you can't respect me, I don't need you. So that's how I look at it. So that's my story.
I respect every word you said, brother. Hey, just think. Now you got a brother from Texas. You can come visit me anytime.
I appreciate you, homie.
All
We
right,
like
hey guys.
traveling. We might take you up on that.
All of our community, you are already family to me. I promise you. So if you're not on that Paranormal Connections Field Talk chat, get on there. You'll feel the love. I feel like
can you imagine me on that show? I'll make some people laugh.
Yeah, I know. We need to get you on my paranormal talk show.
But you know what, dude? A lot of paranormal talk shows and podcasts, they're either on Mondays, Tuesdays, or Thursdays, and I work every one of those days.
Yeah, I do too. I work Monday through Friday, and it's so hard.
And I work I don't get off of work, man, until I don't get home till midnight.
Ooh, Lord child.
And get up at 4:00 and do it all over again.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm right there with you.
That's the price I pay for having a kid in college that asks for money every week.
Yeah, I've got two. I understand.
Hey, I'll make it, and all they do is just hand their hand out. Can I get it?
Like, sure. At least you got a nice studio.
Yeah. Hey, last question of the evening. And I'm going to start with Jamie on. No, I'm going to start with Steven on this one. Steven.
Let's have it.
You sound like are you asleep on me?
No, I'm awake. I'm just vaping, so I got the camera off. I don't want nobody to get in trouble.
You're baking?
Vaping.
Oh, I thought you said baking. I'm like, what are you baking?
Heck no.
I'm like, I want to see. I want to know.
That'd be nice. Getting baked now, man.
All right, hey, a bucket list, man. Everybody has a paranormal bucket list. Where would you like to go? Anywhere in the world to investigate.
Well, this is what's funny is we're getting ready to experience mine. When I came on here, I told EJ, I was like, I really want to go to Louisville and investigate. I've always wanted to investigate in that one place. I told Jamie, I was like, we're going to go one time. So I would say It's in Louisville, and Waverly would be my bucket, my dream
Waverly.
place to go investigate. Yep.
Hmm. Uh, okay, Steven, I'm gonna ask you again. Are you sure?
Let's see.
All the places in the world you want to go to Waverly. All the countries in the world you want to go right up the street.
Well, let's see. If I can go anywhere in the country, I would say probably. Now, this is because I've watched some teams and stuff, but I would say somewhere in Australia. I can't think of the place, but there's a place over there that I think that would be real cool to investigate if I ever got a chance to do it.
Mm.
I think they call it the Devil's Castle or something like that. I think it'd be cool to investigate that place.
Okay, cool. I mean, interesting place. I'm going to do a little research on that. EJ, where would you like to go, brother?
Let me answer some of these questions real fast. I'd love to do an asylum. And then we are going to Waverly in July. So just letting you know that, Miss Irene. I would want to go to Camelot Castle, whatever it's called, Merlin's Castle.
Oh, that's mine. Oh, you stole mine.
Did I really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would literally love to go.
Wait a minute. I thought that place was just a myth. I didn't really think it existed.
No, they know where the castle is. That they know it all. Like I used to study Merlin really tough. So just because he's just one magical creature, and I don't know.
Well, they say Merlin was an ancient. Do you believe
Yeah.
that?
I could see that. Yeah, I mean, honestly, he shaped this world into a lot of different directions back then. But yeah, if you go to Google, you could type it in. I read the book. There's a book out on it too about Camelot's castle.
Okay.
It's almost like falling apart from natural disasters, but yeah.
Okay, Jamie, where would you like to go, my friend?
I honestly did not think there was a way in the world that anybody would call out Merlin's Castle and the Knights of the Round Table and King Arthur, and that has always been a huge fascination of mine, even back like in school. If I had the opportunity at all, and like I had to write some kind of book report or do research project, it was always surrounding King Arthur and Merlin, and even my kid. So we have 5 children, 27 to 7. The oldest is 27, the baby is 7. And even the kids are just fascinated with King Arthur's court and Merlin and his magical abilities. So I would absolutely love if I ever got to do that. There's actually kind of a tour of various places I'd like to go. Depends on how long of a list I can make and how long I got to go, because throughout the UK, Scotland, I'd really be enamored by that, but especially to go to see that and to investigate Merlin's. I imagine he's probably still around somewhere, and I believe that he was an agent.
I really think he's an. I think he was an ancient too. That really shaped this world into what it is now. But I can imagine that you and EJ is going to have that talk because he kind of got you on
You surprised the heck out of me when I heard that come out of his mouth. I thought, because a lot of people don't even think it exists. So
I didn't even think it did.
Yeah.
I didn't. It shocked me. Well, mine's guys. I love history.
Me too.
Me too.
Me too.
You know what? I will have to work my way in just, from Normandy Beach and worked my way all the way through France, stopping at each concentration camp there was on that path and then
Oh,
visit every concentration camp.
that
And
would
mind
be
you,
That would be
somber.
incredible.
That would be.
yeah,
It would be sad, but it would be incredible to be able to figure out. But you would need a translator, you know.
yeah, definitely. But
Yeah.
what the hell was that? Somebody blew. Hey, tell them we'll be out in a minute.
It's not me.
That's not me.
What do we?
I thought it was a horn of a car or something.
No, it was somebody's phone vibrating.
Oh, darn. All right, guys. We've
All right,
been on
buddy.
the show. Hey, we've been on the show for an hour and 45 minutes, man. Tell the world how to get paranormal connections from Kentucky, serving Tennessee, Ohio, Indiana. Man, how do we get a hold of you guys?
So we are on most social media platforms. But if you want to look us up, you can go to paranormalconnections.org. All our information's on there. You can request a free service on there. Go look at our podcast pages on there. You can donate. You can look at upcoming shows. We have a vlog on there, so you can even go through and look at our Smock Cemetery project that we're doing that I was just talking about. Hopefully in the next week or so, we'll have a image up there about the giveaway that we're trying to do, the name drawing. And you can also find us anywhere on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Nextdoor, Yelp, Google. We have a Google page. We have over 81 Google reviews. Most of them are all from clients. So if you want, we're everywhere. We want to make sure that it's easy connected to us. We want to be your first outreach or your first connection. So for your paranormal problems. So yeah, go on there. You can call us. You can text us. Our office hours are listed. You can email us, paracon23@gmail.com. Yeah, we're here. We offer many different services, even spiritual education and advice. So go to our website if you need anything. I promise we will do what we can to get to you guys ASAP.
All right. Well, you know what? Let's see. Let's go back to that. Whitley County Paranormal Investigation and Investigative Society. Hey, thanks for coming on the show. I really appreciate it.
I think that might be another Kentucky team.
That's what I
It
was.
might be.
Mhm.
If you're from Kentucky, give me a thumbs up.
I've seen their page before. They're from Kentucky.
Oh, see, I'm telling you, dude, you guys are like everywhere. Yep, they're from Kentucky. What part of Kentucky are you from? Northeast, Southwest Kentucky, Northeast Kentucky?
I think Whitley County is in Whitley City, which is by the gorge, if I'm not mistaken, which is southeast.
Oh, that sounds creepy. The Gorge.
Yes. So we do once a year, we do a Red River Gorge Ghost Walk. So we'll be doing that in July. Williamsburg. Okay, so that's actually more towards Cody's house and you guys, Jamie and Steven. Williamsburg's not far from you, I don't think. I think it's right close to Owenton.
Well, Whitney County, if you guys want to come on the podcast, man, reach out to me, and I would love to have another podcast with the team from Kentucky. That would be very interesting.
One more thing too that EJ forgot to mention: starting here within the next couple of weeks, we're also going to have a thing to where I think we're going to have a team member on for about 30 minutes once a week, and it's just to get to know the team. We're going to be there. We'll answer questions. We'll, just try to interact with the community and get our name out there. So if that's something that interests you, I think within the next couple of weeks, we're going to try to start that and see what happens there too.
Well, you know what? Am I considered part of the team now?
Yeah, you're a voluntary sister group out of Texas.
But I'm not a sister. I can't be a brother.
Oh, sorry, brother group. There you go.
No, man, not a brother. Can I be a brother?
You a
Come on,
brother.
man. You gotta put the on the brother.
You a brother.
There you go. There you go. Hey, anyway, guys, it has been a pleasure speaking with you. Man, the
No,
conversation has been ongoing. I didn't
it's
even
been
finish my
our
other things.
pleasure. It's been
You know
our
what I'm
pleasure,
saying?
dude.
Thank you. Hey, guys, they mentioned many ways of getting into contact with these guys, but you can also call them. I mean, the reason why I reached out to them is because I actually had access to their number. Now, I'm not saying that you guys can't email them, but if you're like me, unless you got that special secretary that can answer every email every time you get one, it's a good chance that they might skip past you, like so many have when I email out to people. But call them. Their number's right there. I'm looking right at it right now, man. So if you guys got any
Yeah, that's our
questions, or
hotline.
you guys, yeah, if you guys are in the Kentucky area and you guys want to do an investigation or just hang out with some cool people, hey, man, these are you guys. Contact Mr. EJ, Jamie, Steven, and 20 other members I've yet to meet. They're scattered around the country.
We got a staff of 21 people, folks. So
there are so many. And I don't know how EJ do it with the different personalities. I mean, EJ, you take that hat off your head, man. See if you got any hair on that thing.
Oh, we got hair. We got hair, but that's as far as you're getting.
Not much. Be like me here shortly. But all right, hey guys, it has been a pleasure speaking with you, man. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate all the support and love that we got today, all the comments, all the people that came in to the podcast, to check out this team. I really appreciate it. Even those that are on the other end of the podcast, all you Paranormal Connection fans that came on the podcast, and all you YouTubers that came on supporting this team. Hey man, let's keep doing it. Let's get these numbers up, man. Let's see if we can get to like 5.5K. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep this thing going because they're doing great things over there, man. So hey, a lot of support and a lot of love. A lot of people don't preach para-unity anymore, but hey, you guys heard in this hour and a half of just talking, hey, it's alive and it's there. You just got to be able to embrace it, and just open up your mind, your heart, your eyes, and your ears, and it's right there in front of you. You know what I mean? You can't miss it. But in order for you to achieve it, man, you got to believe in it. You know what I'm saying? If you can't believe in it, you can't achieve it. So, but yeah, closing ornaments, Mr. EJ. Closing.
No, thank you, man. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Somebody that runs their own show, being on somebody else's show, it's refreshing. It's relaxing, and it's like I don't have to work for a second. So I appreciate it.
No problem, man. Like I said, it's been an honor to meet you guys. You guys are so real, man. It's unbelievable. Hey, EJ, and you're doing such a great job, man. Keep it up, Jamie. You guys have a good team leader.
Yes.
Just keep following him. And every now and then argue with him just to keep him true. Just to argue with him, like and I have to do that with my team all the time, man. I just got to argue them to keep them real. Even though I know they're right, but I just got to put the what if in there.
I think sometimes I gotta bite my tongue.
All right, guys. Hey, man, I'm gonna let you guys get out of here, man. I really appreciate you guys coming on the show. Hey, this is Terry with NSPS Paranormal signing off. But tomorrow we will be in Canada to visit Sniper Sniper Paranormal out of Calgary, I think, Canada, Alberta, one of those. We're headed up there.
Very
So,
cool.
guys, please tune in for that show. In the meantime, hey, this is Terry with NSPS TV Paranormal Podcast signing off. Cease.
Thank you for having us, sir.
Love it,
Bye.
guys. Bye.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Bye.